Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Belconnen Basketball Stadium for this Round 7 clash of the 2021 Spalding Waratah 1 men's season. It is the Canberra Gunners up against the Hills Hornets. It is going to be an absolute beauty. Davey J here in the commentary booth once again to get you through this game, joined in the booth by the legend Grant Keys. Mate, it's great to have you back in. It's been a couple of weeks since we've seen you. You've been plenty busy, but this one, not a bad matchup. Norths saw off the Hornets last week, but I tell you what, they're one of those proud clubs who are always there or thereabouts at the at the pointy end of the season.
G'day, Davey. Yeah, great to be here once again. And hasn't Andrew Calder done an absolute fantastic job over the last few weeks? I've had a few coaching commitments with some of my junior teams over the last few weeks, but now we've got the 6 o'clock game. I've been able to blast up the Parkway after getting the first win of the season for my under-16 Division 3 team. So the boys were pretty happy about that. Hopefully we can continue on that vein tonight with another strong win for the Gunners. But yeah, Hills Hornets, a strong Sydney team. They're always up in the contention in the Waratah League.
Yep.
Very much rely on their homegrown Hills talent, and we'll see that, with some of their veterans in their team, being homegrown Hills players, and it's very much like the Canberra team. We're very proud of the boys that are coming through the system and into the Gunners program, and both teams tonight will be a good reflection of those the association's development efforts.
Yeah, absolutely. We touched on it a minute ago. The Hornets, they went up against the North Bears last start, and got beat by about 11 points, 89-78. But their record isn't too bad this year. They're sitting at 4-2 with some really, really big scoring outputs over the last couple of weeks from players such as David Heyman, Marvin Fidel, and Jaden Prakash. They'll be the 3 main ones for the Hornets to watch for people at home on this live stream, thanks to Wonky. We'll run through their starting, or not their starting team, but their squad anyway. They've only got a light on for numbers, so they've got a lot of work to do. David Heyman at 6, Marcus Duffy at 7, Sam McCorkindale in 8, Marvin Fidel in 9, Jaden Prakash in 10, Joe Patmore in 11, Kwaku Brefo in 13, and Campbell Green in 15. They're coached by Reece Potter, and the assistant coach is Paul Brotherson. On the other side, the hometown Canberra Gunners, they've been doing okay. They've been on the road for the last 2 weeks and come away with a 2-1 split from those games. They beat the Inner West Bulls quite easily a few weeks ago before going down in a heavy loss. Can't be described anything but to the Manly Warringah Seagulls on that road doubleheader 2 weeks ago. But last week they bounced back against the Illawarra Hawks, winning that one 89-67. Heading into this game, their record for the season is 5-2, but it's been a couple of a case of haves and have-nots over the last couple of weeks. Grant, a few players haven't been there through injury. Will Mayfield being one of the ones in particular. So they've gone about their road record without one of their leading scorers. Glenn Morrison, he missed a game here and there, and Ian Morrison returns tonight. So it's been up to a couple of those younger players to step up into the breach, and you've been pretty impressed with the efforts of a couple of them.
Absolutely. Will going down in the first quarter of a 2-game road trip was not very good, and for all reports, it's a pretty bad ankle. So I've seen him hobbling around the place in a moon boot. So might be a few weeks to we see Will back, but fantastic to see plenty of other talent step up into the and take control of some of those road games. There's some impressive road wins last week against Illawarra, 89-67, where the catch I think went for 20 and 10.
Yeah.
And of course Glenn Morrison averaging this season I think 20 points, 9 rebounds a game. Absolutely stepping up, dominating that inside paint. The 1-2 punch of a catch and Glenn inside the paint is going to be a real trouble for every Waratah team to deal with this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Kesh stepped up in a couple of big games there, and we'll run through the hometown team quickly. Number 4 is Jared Fenwick. Number 5, one of those young players who stepped up for his first opportunity this week with a couple of players out, Tristan Scotcher. He's going to be one to watch very quick. Tom Cummins in 6. 6, Sean Mills in 7, Alex Archer in 8, Pietro Badalassi in 9, Adam Gavranich in 10, Brody Doran in 11, Glenn Morrison in 12. Ian Morrison, as we mentioned, returns today after a couple of weeks off, and the team is rounded out by Kesha Lear in 14 and Mitch Brown in 21. Starting for the Canberra Gunners tonight, number 7, Sean Mills, 11, Brody Doran, 12, Glenn Morrison, 14, Kesha Lear, and 21, Mitch Brown. They are coached by Peter Herrick and the assistant coach Eric Malcolm. While for the Hills Hornets, it is number 6, David Heyman, the captain, number 8, Sam McCorkindale, number 9, Marvin Fidel, number 10, Jaden Prakash, and number 11, Joe Patmore that start for the visitors. It's going to be a good one. And before we forget, we should thank and let you know who our referees are. They are Brendan Lloyd, Jack Taylor, and Mitch Hudson. So we're just about ready to get off here on the tip-off for this game. And away we go, and it's the Hornets who get the ball. Grant, they're going to look at, they're going to see how they match up first. They don't give too much away to the Gunners, which is a good thing for them, but it'll certainly be up to them to make the room that they need.
Yep, absolutely, and they'll be looking Hills to good steal already from Mitch, getting that pressure up in the lanes, and nice finish there. Good start to the Gunners, but Hills certainly be looking at Heyman tonight. He's had some good games. He's the heart and soul of their team. I think he won the 2019 Coach of the Year award, but the Hills born and bred player, and he's having a great season so far. Can absolutely light it up. I think he's shooting 55% for the season from the three-point line, so that's certainly an area of focus for the Gunners tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have their work cut out containing some of those players that we indicated as keys to watch. As Akesh looks to make that first of his buckets, but 3 Hills players there in good position for rebounds.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Akesh has taken the initiative right from the start, taking it strong to the rack, not settling for the easy shot. So, he'll get rewarded for that if he keeps going about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Confidence on the road certainly would have helped as well. His game, he's certainly started to find his place in this competition over the last few weeks.
Yeah, it's his first season in Waratah League. He's from the academy, and obviously a disrupted season last year, so this is his season to really step up and take control. And took him a couple of games, but I think he's really hit his straps, and having him in the 4 particularly, I think is a real weapon for the Gunners. Glenn's doing a great job in the 5, but Akesh can really light it up from the outside and trail that 3. And having Glenn as a focus inside.
The Hornets got the ball there at the top, with Prakash leading proceedings, drives it through, manages to bank it off the glass and in the rim to get the 2 points, but he was looking for that foul. It's not there.
Yeah. Very experienced lineup, Hills, a bunch of guys that have played together for a long time, so they're going to be very comfortable. But a very short bench, only 3 on the bench, which is quite unusual for this level. But it's a long drive down the highway, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, especially from that side of town. It's easy to jump onto the M2, I think it is, and head straight down, but tell you what, it takes it out if you've been travelling all day and then have to play at the end of the evening, the end of the day. A pretty tough team in the Canberra Gunners.
Oh, it's a road trip I'm sure no Sydney team actually enjoys. They don't stay down here the night, so it's coming down and then playing and driving back the same night. And there's Heyman from 3. He missed that one, but probably want to get a little bit more pressure on that shot.
Yeah, absolutely too easy there for the Hornets. Number 8, Sam McCorkindale, to come in and get that rebound. Found himself in good position, draws the foul.
They should really look to take the ascendancy on the inside tonight, Canberra Gunners. They've got a big fella on the bench, Hills, but at the moment they don't have a true centre out there. We've got 2 guys that can really chew them up on the inside at the moment. So, hopefully they really look to pound that ball inside, particularly to Glenn, who's been in great form the last few weeks.
It's a bonus too for the Gunners to have that experience of Ian Morrison back in to fill in for both of those bigs that you mentioned, Akesh Lear and Glenn Morrison. Nice handy backup to have this week. As Mills looks to shake the defender, finds Doran. Been shooting pretty well. Doran's had a couple of good nights over the last couple of weeks as well.
He's been stepping up, Roddy. It's good, great to see, but he let that one fly right over the top of the head of Glenn Morrison, and I'd like to see that that ball going into the post a little bit more tonight.
Unsuccessful three-point attempt there for the Hornets. Marvin Fidel with that one.
Yeah, I think they got to live and die by the 3 tonight, Hills.
Those skills, those nice crossover skills, that nice step. Good move from Akesh Alir. Takes it to the basket for 2 points.
Great persistence there from Ketch. We know he's good with the ball on the floor. He can put it on the floor. He can move well. It's good to see him taking to the basket strong. Good D now from Mitch.
Good D there. Mitch Brown, his scoring numbers haven't been high, but his assists have been big, and he's been doing those 1%ers that the team needs throughout the season. Gives them a leadership point guard spot in tandem with Mills. Put back there, just not strong enough to keep big number 8 out.
See the experience from Heyman there, knowing the situation, driving and dishing to his player, coming through the middle there. So, you can already see Hills running most of their offense through Heyman, and it's a player that they're going to have to really focus on the Gunners.
Looking good as he goes into Morrison, trying to make some space, uses that skyhook again.
All night. They just got to keep pounding that ball in all night, just working the Hills centres over. He's got the ability just to go for 30 and 10 tonight. Great hustle there. Yep.
Able to come up with the ball, but very prepared to throw himself onto the ground to get it. And the youngsters out there watching the live stream, courtesy of Wonky.
Oh, lovely drive there from Prakash. Very nice take.
Too easy there in the end. It opened up nicely for the Hornets. Prakash to take it to the rack.
The dribble penetration just causing a few issues for Canberra at the moment. They're matching up against smaller players, I wouldn't be surprised to see if Coach Herrick switches up the defence a little bit.
A couple of subs in for the visitors. Big Breffo comes in, Kwaku Breffo in 13.
Yeah, I think that sub came along then from seeing the Gunners attack the post, and I'm sure he'll match up on Glenn next time down the floor. But that's a great opportunity for Glenn now. Take him outside and use his dribble penetration, see if he can play some D. Here he goes.
Kicks it back out to Brown. Brown kicks it around to Doran. Doran lets fly and sinks the 3. Always a handy option.
Much better 3 from Brodie. Came in the offense in momentum. Shooting the ball with a lot of confidence at the moment, Brodie. Great to see.
It's on the outside, gets the ball back. Shoots again, second time lucky. For Prakash.
Got to clean that up, Gunners. You don't want to give Hills too many second opportunities. They're certainly letting it fly though from the outside, Hills.
Change it up, double team there. Heyman comes and helps. Breffo on Aaliyah. Doran gets the rebound, brings it out. Gives it to Mills. Mills looking to use the screen set by Morrison. He opens up on the low post. Standing himself again against McCorkindale.
Oh, nice. Pretty tough on that right hand there. You can go both ways, but we've seen two spins to the right now and getting on that right hand for a little baby hook, and it's tough. It's tough to defend. We got to keep pounding in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Did a good job there. Thought Breffo from the Hornets might have picked Morrison up early, show some of his experience to try and keep him out, but he had his hands full on the other side, but he's done well. Gone to the line, drains that one, locks it all up. There's 12 apiece here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this game. Davey J and Grant Keys in the commentary booth getting you through the game. It's great to be home, Grant, after a couple of weeks on the road. I tell you what, I miss coming down here on a Saturday, seeing some of the action.
Oh, it's great too. 6 o'clock game, perfect. The Raiders on 8 o'clock tonight, I think. So good opportunity to come down and catch some of the best basketball in Canberra being played at the moment. So if you're home listening on the couch at the moment, get down to Belconnen. Plenty of spare seats down here at the moment. some great basketball being played.
Yeah, absolutely. Ian Morrison there getting the rebound of the wayward shot, looking to put it back in the basket, but foul drawn from the opposition. Timeout to the hometown team. They trail by 2 points there with just on 3:44 left in this quarter. It's been followed a similar script to the games previously, Grant. I don't know if you were here for earlier or if you caught it on the live stream courtesy of Wonky. No team really asserting their dominance early. They're sort of still sounding each other out, sort of end-to-end stuff, and it seems to be a little bit more of the same. The hometown team trailed by 12, but no one's, certainly, put their foot down and said, hey, this is our game, you come and follow us. They've been matching each other pretty well at both ends.
Yeah, no, I think the Hills have certainly put a bit of pressure on the Canberra defence. They've attacked the ring, but also let it fly from outside. They're certainly looking for that three-point game. Gunners probably been let off the hook a little bit. I think they've only probably made one so far. They've taken quite a few attempts, so and they've got some guys on their team that can knock down that three. So the Gunners need to toughen up on the D at the moment, get some stops and get into that transition play. But certainly in the half court, we're looking real strong there with Glenn posting up and causing all sorts of problems for Hills on the inside.
Yeah, absolutely. The twin towers of the Morrison brothers, and in partnership with Akesha Lear, certainly will make it difficult for the Hornets tonight, especially with such a short bench as well. If they can really grind some of those guys up inside and really get them fatigued and tired, they can play with their hands late into the half and late into the game.
Absolutely. That's a great tactic particularly when you're playing a team where you've got a short bench. There's not too many big guys, and you've got quite a few of them coming off the bench. So that certainly will be a focus, I'm sure, tonight for the Gunners.
Hornets bring it down, courtesy of Marcus Duffy, sporting a pretty natty mullet there. Not a bad one. Just goes to show that fashion is can be devoid in just about anywhere. It's good to see him out there for the Hornets. He's joined by Campbell Green as well for his first few minutes. Nice shot from outside from Mills. Again, that option of having those players inside to concentrate on opens it up for the outside players as well. An extra pass here and there could be really beneficial for the Gunners.
Good job.
Nice rebound there as Mills brings it back. Kicks it around to Fenwick in early. Nice spin move again and nice drop in.
The young fella there, number 16.
Green for the Hornets,
it's a tough matchup for him. Gunners are really taking it to him every opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Open a bit of a lead now. After trailing by 2, they're in front 18-14. So they look pretty good off the hands. Again, it is the defence of the hometown team that have changed that lead around. Just over 2 minutes remaining as Breffo backs in, looks to create some space, but denied by Ian Morrison. Kicks it out to Mitch Brown, finds some space, finds Morrison, kicks it in, kicks it out, kicks it back in again.
Lovely.
Yeah, nice patience there, wore the bump.
Good two-man game. Mitch being very patient and not rushing his shot. We know Mitch can shoot the ball, but he's doing the right thing there, getting it into the big guys inside, and he'll take a shot. He's a very patient player at the right time. It's good to see.
There's Green finding himself in the corner there. No other option but kick it out to the top. Does so. Puts it on the floor there. Jaden Prakash.
Defense certainly picked up with the Gunners. Good job, Jared Fenwick. He's stepped on the floor and Sean Mills picked up the intensity out there.
He's been doing that all season, Fenwick. His minutes haven't been massive, but every time he gets out there, he makes them count with that hustle and intensity. Certainly lifts the players around him when he does come out there. He gets the ball on that far side, kicks it back to Mills. Mills finds Brown, lets it fly. Just bounces over the top, but good strong position there by Glenn Morrison. Just had the ball tipped out of his hands by the Hornets player. So the Gunners retain possession at the baseline. They lead by 6, just over a minute remaining in this first quarter.
Plenty of options for Coach Pete Herrick. He's gone back to Brodie, put him in. We haven't seen Pietro yet, who's been in great form. But it goes to the depth of the Canberra Gunners at the moment. But so many options, and if something's not working, then you can try something else out. That's a tech foul, I think.
Yeah,
it's called the blocking foul on Ian, or is it on Glenn?
Yeah.
And he's given him a tech just for asking the question.
Yeah, exactly. There, it's discipline all the way. Referees certainly have a tough enough job as it is, but on that occasion,
it's
probably should have just let the call lie.
Well, as I'm finding out, trying to play social comp, tolerance levels of not quite what they used to be. So amongst referees, so you really got to zip it, and particularly after you've got a call, there's not much leeway now to say anything at all. So you've really just got to wear it, and Glenn's got to be better than that. Now he's finding himself in a bit of foul trouble and on the bench.
Hasn't turned out too badly. Hornets unable to convert at least 2 of those occasions, 2 shots.
Yeah, they're letting the Gunners off the hook at the moment with their shooting. Quite a low percentage at the moment, and not putting their free throws away. So they've had their chances at the moment, but just haven't converted.
Only trail by a couple, just over 40 seconds remaining as Alier shoots from outside unsuccessfully.
He certainly hasn't been missing many of them on Wednesday night Premier League, but it's been pretty devastating form with his Warriors. Good catch, but he needs to knock those ones down wide open.
A drive there from Patmore. Unsuccessful. Ball sailed over the baseline. High press there from the Hornets to try and disrupt the Gunners' momentum in the shadows of quarter time. 20 seconds remaining.
Ian's got to take that up strong. Did everything right there. Got to the basket. Turned the ball over, and that's a 5-point turnover.
Heyman there, able to draw it within 3 to count down. Final few seconds of this quarter. Mills shoots it, but doesn't fall. It is the Canberra Gunners, though, in the lead, 20-17 over the Hills Hornets. Started off well, Grant. They were going to plan as we were indicating and highlighting, using that inside ball with their tall timber. The Gunners, it's just gone away a little bit from there, and they've just had to maintain their good defence to keep that lead in their favour. Yeah,
it's just a little bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment. It just can't quite get the flow going at the moment, and Pete's tried a few different combinations there, but at the end of the day, you just got to knock the ball down, and we've had a couple of wide open opportunities there, and Ketch just hasn't sort of got into his groove yet, but I'm sure he's going to really step up in the next few quarters. Sort of player he is. He's been absolutely tearing up the league the last few weeks. Had 7 in Illawarra, 13 in Manly, but 21 in Penrith a couple of weeks ago was his top score for his career so far. So we'd love to see a Catch doing well. So big effort from him, but well supported at the moment by Glenn and Ian Morrison. Getting their feet set in the post, taking it strong against the smaller matchups, and it's certainly going to be where we're going to hurt the Hills Hornets tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and for the Hornets as well. Your man Dave Heyman, he is certainly leading the orchestra. He's only got 3 points, but he's been involved with just about everything for the Hornets. But leading the way on the scoring front for them is Jaden Prakash, number 10. He's got 7 points already, and helping him out is Sam McCorkindale with 5. So looking to get that balance of inside-outside as well, the Hornets. For the hometown team, well, 7 points is the leading scorer, and that's Glenn Morrison. That doesn't surprise us at all, but he's getting some good contributions from everyone else. There's a couple of players on 3, a couple on 2. Not too many people have, not scored, but it'll be a case of trying to get a bit more balanced and a bit more varied attack as we get into the second quarter. Pietro Badalassi back into it, looking as good as ever. He's been quietly going about his business this year. Consistent performer. I'm pretty sure this season in this competition, he's grabbed himself a couple of double-doubles or nearabouts just about every game.
Absolutely, and I think he's one player can even give you an odd triple-double. Pietro's been fantastic form, Premier League. He had 17 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists for the Dodgers on Wednesday night. So he's in great form at the moment. Can really give you some defensive toughness and strong rebounder for perhaps someone a little bit undersized.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's been carrying that Premier League form into the Waratah League this year and still continues to do so. So expect him to pop up just about everywhere. He is like a little jack-in-the-box. He can pop up at either end and do the job for the Gunners, that's for sure.
Straight away we see there the defensive pressure being lifted with Pietro on the court and getting a turnover.
Yeah, fantastic effort there. Good 3 points by Brodie Doran a little bit earlier. Kicked the lead out to 23-17, just on 9 minutes in this quarter to go. Fenwick from the safety of the shadow that is Kesh Alir acting as his bodyguard, unable to let that one drop. As Patmore looks to take it onto his left-hand pass, Fenwick draws the foul.
A strong drive, causing problems there. Wasn't much help there for Jared, but he just bumped him on the way through there. So that's they're really attacking the ring pretty impressively, Hills, and it's caused a few problems for Canberra. Just defending containing the outside penetration.
Yeah, absolutely. Patmore there got a bit of speed about him as well on that left side. And switch it over, get the defender on the back foot nice and quick. Unsuccessful with the first one. Looking to draw closer with his second. Bounces off the front rim. Bit of help, it gets into Fenwick's hands for the Gunners as Mills brings it down, sets up at the top. It's out to Fenwick. Inside to Badalassi. Good match up there, him and Patmore. Alir from three-point land.
That's his shot, he can drop that.
Pretty good as it left his hands there, well balanced. Good drive, but just not falling for the Hornets at the moment.
Not falling for either team at the moment.
Drawing across court to Fenwick. Fenwick inside to Alir again.
Get to the rack. Good job.
Nice job there, high off the glass.
Well, that's great awareness there from Ketch. He's missed his last couple of outside shots. He needs to put some scoreboard pressure on, and he got his points, taking it strong to the rack.
Yeah, good defensive effort there from Badalassi as well, making Patmore work for that. Come away with it, the Gunners, as Fenwick lets fly and gets it. 3 points to Jared Fenwick.
A little bit of momentum now for Canberra. Hill's calling a timeout, but this is the challenge now for Canberra to keep it going. Don't stop. Keep the foot on.
Yeah, absolutely. Skips out to an 11-point lead all of a sudden. The ball is definitely in their court, and the ascendancy with the hometown team. For the Hornets, what do they need to do? They need to make sure that A, they're making their shots, and B, that they are, they're there or thereabouts supporting their players.
Yeah, I think keep spreading the floor and attacking Canberra.
Yeah.
We've shown so far that that you've got some players on the floor that are very quick and hard to contain. Every time they seem to put the ball on the floor and attack the ring, they're getting to the line. They've got to do a better job in finishing those opportunities, obviously. But I think stay with what they're doing. Keep spreading the floor and attacking Canberra. I think both teams struggling a little bit from outside tonight. Good to see Jared then just stepping up and knocking one down for Canberra, but it's whether we need to bring Glenn Morrison back on soon and get back into getting some post-up play and really going at him that way as well. I think it's probably something that Pete will probably go to in the next couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. They're still looking pretty good out there. 7:48 in the quarter, 28-17 in favour of the Canberra Gunners on the court at the moment. Mitchie Brandon 21, Badalassian 9, Brody Doran looking pretty good over there in number 11, and joined by Jared Fenwick in 4.
Glenn Morrison on 3 fouls at the moment, so Pete may not risk him before half-time. Picking up that technical before was quite costly for the Gunners, but
bit of miscommunication there. Both players in good position with nobody in front of them.
Catch just split them, passed it right in the middle of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight through the sticks.
He heard the call and passed in the direction, but unfortunately didn't find the player. Hornets get an opportunity to sort of draw back a little bit. They trail by 11. Greffo gets back into the game. Good shot there.
Too easy there for Mitch.
Jaden Prakash.
Right up on that a little bit quicker.
Key players. Certainly one of the keys for the Hornets to grab the victory today. Greffo just caught out there by the speed of Doran. Off the glass. Makes him pay.
Top Roddy. Step up.
Prakash brings it down for the Hornets. Looks for McCorkindale at the top. Help him out. Ball inside.
A little bit more energy on defence. It's good to see.
Long arms of Allaire just getting a fingertip to the ball there. Otherwise, we could have seen the Hornets. Kwaku Breffo head to the basket. Takes up a fair bit of space in there, Breffo. Too long.
Seconds. Good job there from the catch. Just hands up, putting pressure on the player inside, not letting him getting that easy basket, and caused a turnover. Good job.
Playing that press high, but Lassie helping Brown bring the ball down court. This falls off the defender there, opens up the extra player.
He's looking for
unable to get that free. He'll draw the foul on that occasion. It's the Hornets back into an attacking pattern. Inside to Breffo. He'll look to show some of his sweet moves. Good pass to Patmore in traffic.
Let him off the hook there with a cheap foul. And substitution now for Canberra, bringing in Alex Archer for Jared Fenwick. And that's it's a weapon that it's nice to have. Bring off your bench there, Alex, sharp shooter, we're looking to spot him up and see if we can get that momentum back.
Yeah, and deceptively good on the rebounding front as well, Archer.
Very long arms.
Yeah, finds himself in good position as well. I dare say he'd be leading the rebound count for the Gunners Academy this year. He certainly finds himself with the ball in his hands a lot. Good hands there from Badalassi, slowing the attack down.
Yep.
That breather puts some pressure. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock. We'll work pretty hard to find some space now. The Hornets.
He's just so versatile, Pietro. He can guard a guard and from the outside, and he also can put some pressure on the inside players. So it's a very valuable player to have on the team.
Absolutely. They come away with the ball now. The Gunners off that with some good team defence. A good bounce pass there. Just didn't quite find the mark, but they still maintain possession.
Not quite the space at the moment there, but they're certainly playing a team game, looking for each other, making that extra pass.
Yeah, looks to get around his player. Badalassi steps back. Just a little bit too long on that one.
Yeah. We like to take him, test out the big fella there and take him to the rack, and he probably would have had the quickness on him, I thought, but.
Tough luck there on Mills. Had a good look at the ball, standing there, Breffo like the Statue of Liberty, just holding the ball up.
Another cheap foul.
Yes.
Ketch can't afford to get in foul trouble as well with Glenn on 3.
Looking very animated over there, Coach Herrick. He knows the fouls are going to start playing a real part in how they finish out the game. The Ketch straight up and down again.
Oh, and another foul to Ketch. Breffo doing a good job sealing in on the inside there, just being pretty strong with it around the ring. it's only Ketch's first foul, so it must have been on someone else before. So
I think it might have been on Mills. Yeah, so it's not too bad. He's doing a good job inside. But again, Breffo takes up a fair bit of space. Looks like he's got a bit of experience as well. He's certainly going to try and school the young fella, the old bull. But at the moment, it's pretty evenly poised against those two in that matchup. Archer finds Brown, kicks it back to Badalassi to the top. Lear, Archer head fake, just off the fingers there.
Sloppy pass, Alex.
Hornets there, tried to foul Archer.
Step on the court, trying to make a cross-court one-handed pass. I think Alex just needs to come in and keep it simple. Move off the ball and find his spot up three. And Pete obviously taking him straight out there and not giving him much of an opportunity there to prove himself. But that's the role of the bench player when it's a deep team like Canberra.
Yep.
You get an opportunity and. You got to do it straight away, otherwise the coach pulls you. I've been there and done that. So it's a tough game sometimes, basketball.
Yeah, absolutely. Managed to get one of those successful. The Hornets trail 30-22. Certainly not out of it, that's for sure. They did skip out to a reasonable lead off some good momentum coming into this second quarter. The Gunners dried up for a little bit. Scoring's a little bit quiet.
Yeah, gone to a zone now. Hills and. Not a lot of movement there from Canberra in the zone offense. So,
good shot from downtown for the number 7, Marcus Duffy. Draws it to within 5 for the visitors.
Pretty cool part of the game now for Canberra. They had it out to 10 points. If they can't afford to let Hills back into the game now, give them a sniff.
Catch, ball there.
Struggling from outside tonight, a catch. And Pete's going, subbing him out.
Give him a break there. Lear, as it were, with that shot. Gets replaced by Glenn Morrison back into the action just under 4 minutes in this quarter. And for the half, 3:52, it is the Gunners that lead 30-25. Graham, we were just discussing it then. It's just gone a little bit flat and a little bit not pear-shaped because there's still plenty of opportunities there for the hometown team. But that scoring seems to have dried up a little bit once they did skip to that 10-point lead.
Yeah, Hills are slowing the game down, junking it up. Went to a zone there. Canberra just got to move better off the ball. They're too stagnant. Passing the ball and standing and watching.
Yep.
Trying to beat the zone with a three-pointer, and it's just not working for us from outside too much tonight. So they've got to work. The two guys inside there got to work better together, present options, and see if they can pound that ball inside the paint and start creating some more options for them.
Absolutely.
Hills have got an opportunity here to put a bit more pressure on Canberra. They've got it back down to 5 points, and the Canberra's not playing as well as they can at the moment. So Glenn's back on the floor. Let's see if they can get their running game back up and going. That requires getting some defensive toughness and getting some stops and get those players out in the run.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting to see how Morrissey comes back in. As you mentioned, a couple of fouls there, including a tech. Certainly put the pressure on him. It's not even half time. So he's got a little bit of, he's got a bit of man management and game management about how he goes at the defensive end. But I tell you what, he's certainly going to be a focus of the Gunners' attack. As we head into Breffo again against Morrison, it's been a pretty good move, pretty good matchup. And again, come the better of the visitor there, Ian Morrison, on the defensive end.
So Canberra just got to stop there, but a little bit slow to get into the offense. You want to
double team there and shot from outside by Mills. Really takes the pressure off a little bit. Still only 8 points. 33-25.
Another foul. Just need to contain their players a little bit, Canberra. They're just trying to get that cheap steal and reach in, and the refs aren't letting getting away with it tonight.
In foul trouble, so they'll be taking the bonus for the rest of this quarter. The Hornets.
5 fouls to 0 at the moment. It's, I think it's a sign that Hill's really testing out Canberra defensively tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not something you usually see. A 0 count so deep into the quarter for a team on the fouls. Mills and Brown work together with Fenwick. Fenwick kicks around to Mills again. Inside to Ian Morrison. Kicking out
Great
again.
Movement.
Great movement. Deserved to fall on that occasion. Fenwick doesn't. Duffy brings it back with pace. Finds Heyman inside to Breffo. Good defence has forced him out a little bit to retrieve that ball. Still standing there. Ball in hand.
Shot clock down to 8, 7, 6. And they let him off the hook with another foul. It's shot clock down to 4 seconds there. You just do not want to foul in situations like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly had him well contained there, especially over in the corner if they could seal him off with an extra defender.
Yeah, and it perhaps shows the experience there of Braden.
Heyman, Big Dave Heyman, the captain, yeah. Makes the first one there, adds to his points tally. Second one drops in after a tour of the backboard and the ring.
And a little bit of a don't argue out of bounds there.
Making some space. Mills is able to find the free player in Fenwick. Fenwick back to Mills. Brown inside to Morrison. Swings it around to Mills. Bounce pass inside. Oh! Pulled the foul on him there. We just had the referee in our line of sight there. They did get the block.
And
good play, great
good job
pass,
of getting it in a great position there. Probably like to see a bit of an up fake or something, getting that Hills up in the air, but he's he's done the job and got to the line.
Need to extend the lead, and Morrison. This is the first.
Make him pay. Two.
Second one unsuccessful as well. Corkindale brings the rebound down, hands it off to Duffy. Brings it back over the half court.
No free cheeseburgers for missing 2 free throws?
No, unfortunately. Unfortunately not on this occasion, but I'll get you something to eat at half time, buddy.
Oh, that'd be great. Nice pull up there from Millsy. I'd like to see they need to pound the ball into the top of the free throw line. Good block there from Glenn Morrison, but we saw before a couple of plays before when they got the ball to the high post.
Yep.
Got some movement inside outside. You've got a good shot. That's got to be the focus. Glenn and Ian, Morrison boys, they've got to do a better job working together at the moment inside.
Yeah, exactly. Such a real focus of the attack. Mills again finds himself in free space, kicks it out to Brown. Brown shoots just off the front of the lip. Hornets come away with it. Hits the deck though. Call the jump ball. They still remain possession. Did well there, Prakash, to hold on to the ball. I thought he slid a little bit as he had it. Might have been called for travel. Tom Cummins comes in, close out this quarter for the Gunners.
Big minute and a half for Tom, stepping in this time of the game. You want to send the team into the locker a couple of points up from where they are at the moment. You don't want to slip further behind.
Duffy matches round, passes in to Green. Campbell Green almost spilled it, but he's able to give it back out to Patmore. Patmore driving on his left again. Not sure if that was a pass to Heyman or he just had it deflected, but either way, the Hornets still hold on to the ball, maintain possession.
Good job, good stop.
Again, it's the Gunners who hit back with under a minute remaining in the half. 6 points in front. And swing it around to Mills.
Oh, and he's called a foul on Tom Commons off the ball there, just setting the screen. That's disappointing because Sean knocked that one down, and that's a 3-point turnover. It's Tom steps in the game there, and he's trying to be tough and do the right thing. Coach Pete Herrick is not going to be too happy about that.
Green there drops the 2 from inside, just a little sky hook for the Hornets, brings it to within 4 points, 30 seconds remaining. Cummins finds Mills, looks inside, bounce past Ian Morrison, drives it in, finds himself the attention of a couple of defenders, but still managed to get the basket. Nice move there, fading away from the shot. They need to get a couple of points out of him here to maintain that lead.
Gunner's going back to the bread and butter. Post your big guys up, pound it in there, get some easy baskets.
Hornets of what will be the last shot of the half. Where's the foul?
0.6 on the clock. And once again, bailed them out with a cheap foul.
Yeah, exactly. Could have gone into it with a good 6-point lead. Now the opportunity for the Hornets to draw that a little bit closer. Going into the long break. So number 10, Prakash at the line for the Hills team. Drains the first one. Bounces big off the glass and the rim of the second one. Looks to have a shot again, but unsuccessful. Head into half-time here. It is the hometown Canberra Gunners that are leading by 5 points, 35-30. Not 100% convincingly, but doing some of the things right that they should do over the Hornets. Keezy, we'll talk about the Hornets, the away team first. They haven't lost their head. They're sticking to what they know. They're changing up the defence, putting some high presses on the Gunners, finding those players, driving to the basket. Probably just not quite enough points out of them at the moment to take the lead.
No, I think it was just telling there. The boys, walking off the sideline there into the change rooms without slapping a high five. There's no energy. They know they're not playing at their best at the moment. They've got to regroup in there at the moment and come out with a lot more energy, a lot more positivity, start knocking down some shots. They've been lucky. They've got some good stuff from their postmen.
Yep.
Glenn and Ian doing pretty well. Catcher's made a couple of good drives to the basket. But Sean Mills and Jared have kept us in the game with a couple of threes. Kept that lead out to 5 points, but took it out to 10 and looked like we're going to get a bit of momentum going
really
there, and
skip away with it.
But they came out of that timeout flat again, and Hill's credit, just have not allowed Canberra to get their flow on tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. They certainly have been playing pretty well. Like I said, with the Hornets, they've just been going about their business okay. Still in touch, haven't lost their head or anything, but we'll certainly be looking for some of the key players to really boost that. We'll run through some of the stats leaders for the game. For the Hornets, it is Jaden Prakash, number 10. He is leading the way with 11 points. So he's been their big scorer thus far through the half, only one in double figures. Meanwhile, fairly even across the board for the Canberra Gunners. No real scoring highlights per se, but where are we? Brody Doran has found himself with 8 points. Glenn Morrison, 7. We'll be looking for him for more points into the second half. And Sean Mills, a couple of 3 points to take it to 6. Nobody's really stepped up for the hometown team and said, basically, boys, this is the way we do it.
Yeah, I think one of the telling things on the stat sheet at the moment is the foul count, 14-3. And that shows Hills are really taking it to Canberra tonight. They're testing us out. They're making us defend us in one-on-one and keeping the floor spread, and they're getting to the line. And Canberra, we're settling for that outside jump shot, and not getting to the rack like they have been in previous weeks. A few guys have got to step up tonight. Pete's tried a lot of different combinations out.
Yep.
I think the third quarter he'll probably go back to the old trusty starting 5 and see if he let them get back in the flow. to see him getting to the basket a little bit more and putting pressure on Hills defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we look forward to the second half here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. It is round 7 clash in the 2021 Spalding Waratah 1 men's game between the Canberra Gunners and the Hills Hornets. We'll be back here very, very shortly. I hope you can join us. I hope you're enjoying everything that we're doing here throughout the 2021 season. We'll be back very shortly. It's the Canberra Gunners in front, 35-30 over the Hills Hornets. Well, welcome back to the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Davey J here in the commentary booth, getting you through the round 7 clash of the 2021 Spalding Waratah 1 men's game here between the Canberra Gunners and the Travelling Hills Hornets. It's the Canberra Gunners in the lead at the moment, 35-30. It certainly hasn't been let's just say it hasn't been an electric game, with both teams having patches of high scoring followed by patches of low scoring, but it certainly is a pretty well poised and balanced affair. Just to recap some of the leading scorers for the visitors, it is number 10 Jaden Prakash with 11 points. He is the only player in double figures for the Hornets. And for the Canberra Gunners, 8 points to Brody Doran, 7 to Glenn Morrison, and 6 points to Sean Mills. Joining me in the commentary booth for the second half, Grant Keys back in it. We spoke before, Granny. A bit of work needs to be done about the attacking options for the Canberra Gunners so they can get back onto it a little bit. They went away from the game plan of passing into some of their bigs, and they have paid for it, giving the opportunity for the Hornets to get back into it. You think more of the same? I know you were over near the bench there during that break. Did you hear anything coming out of the change rooms in regards to that?
Yeah, I was just having a chat to the great Gunners legend, James McPherson, out there, he made the great point that the rebounding, tonight just hasn't been where it has been in the last few weeks, and we can see by the stats, 23-24. Yeah, they're getting out rebounded at the moment by a smaller team.
Yeah, exactly.
Without a legit centre in there. They've got bigger Breffo on the bench.
Yep.
He's come in and done a pretty good job, but they're starting 5 at the moment. They don't have a 5-man. And we got to do a better job on the glass. And J Mac, certainly done a great job stepping in, and his company Gold Leaf Tree Services, sponsoring the club. Great to see him on board. Wise man, J Mac, and that's certainly an area that we'll be keeping an eye on, see how that goes in the second half.
That's great. Not only are we getting your expert comments, but lots of expert comments from the alumni of Gunners who come down regularly to this match, as Akish Alia drains 2 points there from inside. So going back to some degree to what worked for them in the first half, skips the lead out to 37-30. I tell you what, it's great to see so many of the old boys coming back into the fold throughout the season here for the game, Grant. And it's certainly something that they really pride themselves. The chatter on the socials and all of that, they're really behind the boys this season.
Oh, absolutely. We've got a great history of Canberra Gunners here in Belconnen, and over 30 years of Gunners teams, and local players that are just good big blokes like that. Glenn Morrison,
exactly.
Born and raised here in Canberra, there's nothing more proud than pulling on a Canberra Gunners singlet for a Canberra basketballer, it's good seeing that tradition continued, and plenty of guys that have worn the Canberra Gunners jersey. Yeah. Certainly love getting around the boys and seeing them win a few games again, which has been great this season.
Yeah, fantastic.
After a lean few years.
Yeah, it certainly has. There's a good case in point there of being out rebounded. Number 9 for the visitors, Marvin Fidel, able to get that rebound pretty easily in the end, and draws a foul as well. So some of those those hallmarks and things we identified at the halftime break just still creeping into the game of the Gunners as he drains that first one.
Yeah. But Gunners certainly started with a bit more energy. They've pounded the ball into both Ketch and Glenn. So, keeping that inside focus, going back to it, I think, which gave them the lead initially. So,
get out to Doran, inside to Morrison, up to the top to Brown, finds Fenwick. A bad option. Hit one or two early. Nice rebound from Aaliyah there, and able to get the points as well.
That's what Ketch can give you. He can just keep that ball alive, give you second, third opportunities around the paint. But he can also knock the ball down. He's got an inside-outside game, but the outside hasn't really been working for him. So players with that ability, he can switch it up and give you the inside focus when it's not working from outside. But Hills, they're turning it on. They've made another shot from outside, so that pressure's been maintained.
Yeah, absolutely. They're not going to die wandering from outside. Heyman's been more than happy to shoot from outside the arc. He's managed to grab a couple, and that one draws it to within 6. Again, another almost near rebound for Ikesha. Falls in the right way though, and that jump shot is fast becoming a trademark for Glenn Morrison.
Love that short corner. That's a great place to get buckets, and great to see Glenn stepping up there and taking the initiative.
Heyman again finds himself in a bit of an opening there. Has a shot denied, but is able to regather and pass it out. McCorkindale on that occasion scores the 2 points to number 8.
Good D, Broddy, but just didn't pick up that loose ball. Once again, we let him off the hook.
Yeah, certainly working the defensive end, the Hornets at the moment, to try and bridge the gap. Morrison finds himself in that sweet shooting spot. All season he's been able to score points from that area on both sides of the ring.
Got the ball back, but Glenn passing the ball out there without really attacking, testing out his player. Double team came down, wasn't a lot of movement on the outside, and got nothing out of it. So Glenn's got to take it to him, and really draw a player, get Broddy wide open there. He's not fully committed. Broddy's going to have a hard time getting that ball up from the outside.
Yeah, absolutely. They get possession though, the Gunners, the baseline. Mitch Brown's looking for the open player, finds Fenwick at the top. He swings it around to his right, founds Brown again. Double play there. Again, wide open for Fenwick. Yeah. Straight look at it, doesn't fall though. Still maintain a 6-point lead and good pressure high above the 3-point arc from Aaliyah. Just a
little bit too much.
Yeah.
On there, a catch. He's, I think he's only his second foul, so not too bad. But just upping the pressure a little bit, but just got to make sure he plays defense with his feet, not his hands.
Another one for McCorkindale there. He's amassed about 8 or 9 points now.
Free throw percentages not fantastic. Hills only 38% at the half. Canberra at 40%, so not much better. But that'll help hitting those two.
He draws it to within 4, 43-39. The Gunners still maintain that lead. In a grafting way, the Hornets, a real grafting side. About to a 10-point lead to the home side earlier, but they've managed to maintain it. Nice rebound there.
Good job.
And Kesh draws the foul from McCorkindale as well.
Another offensive rebound to catch. Good job. Once they get the ball onto that high post, that foul line, it opens up the zone defense. When you've got 2 or 3 other big guys, Glenn can afford to take that jump shot from the free throw line, and then he'll knock it down more times than not. But that time the catch was there to mop it up and steps up and knocks both free throws. Good start to this third quarter from the catch.
Good stuff. Yeah, he's pulled down a couple of offensive rebounds. I think about 3 or 4 in the 4 minutes or so of this third quarter. Hornets go inside to Breffo, looks to hook past Morrison.
He's pretty strong with that right hand there.
Really strong centre of gravity there as well. Looks like it'll take a little bit to move him. Ball work as they skip it around the outside. The Gunners. Brown to Doran to Brown, out to Fenwick, back to Brown. Shoots Glenn, on the run.
Glenn on the high post there. They just didn't even give him a look.
Yeah.
That's where they got to go at the zone. Get that high-low going with Glenn and the catch.
Breffo again. Now that was well short from Heyman on that occasion. Usually been shooting pretty well, but that one was a little bit short. Some substitutions are made for the hometown team. Pietro Badalassi coming in and Sean Mills.
Well, Sean Mills will give us a little bit of extra punch from the outside. One player that's capable of stepping up and knocking down that three.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of his trademark move, that fast driving left hand to the basket. Usually good for a couple of those per game. Able to get him on the offside. Kicks it back out over the right of Keshalier. And Morrison takes a couple on.
Sure.
Finds space. Almost finds points on that occasion. As the Hornets are off to the races. Through Fidel Prakash, around to Breffo. Switches underneath, doing a good job there for Keshalier. Keeping the experienced centre high above the free throw line. Green takes a shot and gets it. He's only had a couple of shots, but he's got that one. You start watching him.
1 point game now. All the pressure's on the Gunners now. Hill's done a great job this third quarter.
Keshalier, good shot.
He needed that. He hasn't hit anything from the outside tonight, and that'll give him a lot of confidence. He's stepping up this third quarter, and he's going to certainly need it. But this is the defensive end where they need to get some stops.
Very nice work. Another rebound there from Aaliyah. Hands it off to Brown. Mr. Mills. Mills skips it around to Badalassi over in the corner. Inside ball to Akesh. Draws the foul. Strong again. He really has come to play this third quarter. Aaliyah has grabbed himself a couple of points. He's gone to the line a couple of times. Pulled down a couple of rebounds. It's been a bit of a difference, and the main reason why the Gunners can maintain a 3-point lead.
Yep, he's one player that can, give you 10 points in a quarter without blinking an eye. He's got a whole bag of tricks, and he's in great form at the moment. He's a disappointing first half for him, but it's great to see him didn't drop his head and come straight back at it.
And he's creeping up to double figures himself now, Aaliyah. If not past it already. As the Hornets look to promote the ball around the top. And Breffo. There's Campbell Green again. Was successful with the shot last time. Chooses to drive it in.
Good help there in Morrison. He got around a catch that time, the young fella, but he's value of having a tall lineup. Got some help there.
Yeah, exactly. Mills looks like to shake Duffy off, doing a good job on the defensive end. The Hornets player in 7. Inside ball. They get the call though, the Gunners. Campbell Green got locked up in his knee in Morrison's arm there. Holding for holding. Just over 3 minutes in this quarter. Lassie to Brown. He hit one earlier, hasn't been successful with subsequent shots. Brown.
And once again getting tied up, but I think the ref's gonna say it's on Ian.
On occasion certainly is an arm wrestle down there underneath the paint. A couple of big bodies trying to assert dominance.
Pretty tough there. He's battling away for the rebound and a lot of arms locked up there. It probably could have gone anyway, but good to see Ian underneath the ring, battling away.
Marcus Duffy, point guard duties for the Hornets. 1-2 with Prakash. Inside to Breffo. Again, just a bit too strong there from the veteran.
Another offensive rebound.
And that one was wayward from Duffy. Again, they just haven't been able to convert each time. Getting their points in dribs and drabs, the Hornets. Still holding on.
Real workman-like effort from the Hills tonight. They're undersized, but they're putting full court pressure on the Gunners, causing turnovers, giving themselves plenty of second, third chances at the basket, and a team that doesn't have any out-and-out stars. They're certainly playing well as a team tonight. Look at that hustle. They're first on the floor, getting the ball.
What happened there? A little bit of NRL coming into it. On the ground, I think, from the player.
He's called an intentional foul on the player there. It's a little bit too aggressive. He certainly dived onto the ball and did a great job on getting the ball, but he coughed it up a little bit and then I think grabbed Sean Mills' ankle as he tried to take the ball away.
Yeah, hard spot to be on the floor, either on your front or your back, especially with some tall timber and big feet flying around. took matters into his own hands there on that occasion. Duffy has been called for the intentional.
Yeah, Duffy. He's right up and in everyone. He's putting the full court D on. He's playing with a lot of energy out there and a lot of hustle. But there's a fine line sometimes.
Morrison goes to the line, makes the first one there.
They can use this Canberra to get a little bit of momentum their way, and put a bit of that pressure back on Hills.
Gets that second one as well. They maintain possession. The Gunners skip out to a 6-point lead. All of a sudden, the Hills Hornets on 14 fouls. They have to be very careful. Still a lot of time left in this quarter. The Gunners will look to make them pay and extend that lead. Lassie finds Brown. Screen up high from Ian Morrison. Skips it around to an open Aaliyah. Left hand drives through, up and underneath.
Fantastic.
And one. Good speed. That second step, Grant.
It's what we love to see from a catch. Getting to the basket. He can finish. He's up there at the best, finishing around the ring. So, it's great to see him putting that ball on the floor and getting to that ring.
Just to convert, I think it skips him out to about 12, 13 points now. Most of that's come this quarter.
Yeah. Had 2 points, I think, at halftime. Four points at halftime. So it's been a really strong quarter for him. Just doesn't make him pay there with the N1.
52-44 is the score here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. As Duffy looks to
double dribble.
Maybe catching for a double dribble there.
You can see a bit of energy on the bench there from Canberra. They know this is a real moment in time in the game. If they can make them pay with a few more baskets, it's going to be pretty difficult for Hills to come back from, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Starting to get into their heads, I think. The fatigue and the constant attack from different angles.
Like
from
Pietro there, he's battling away inside and unlucky there just to not have the ball drop.
Just over the top of the Hornets attacker there. Rebound comes out to the Gunners. Lassie finds Morrison. Akesh Lear from downtown.
Hasn't dropped for him the 3-point shot tonight, catch, but certainly his confidence is still there, so it's good to see.
Absolutely, still getting plenty of options and good looks there, so why wouldn't you? D there from the home team. Lassie takes it on, draws the foul.
He's a crafty player, Pietro. He knows how to get to the line. He's a bit undersized. He's playing the three man at the moment, but he loves getting inside the paint, causing trouble for other teams. He's got a great up fake. He gets to that line. That comes with experience and a bit of leadership and an awareness of the situation. He picks his moments and he goes strong and hard. And needs to convert. Take it out to 10 points now if he puts these away.
Yeah, good basis heading into the final minute of this quarter if he can. Oh, misses on that occasion. That's another opportunity to add to the score.
First point of the game.
Yeah, doesn't disappoint with that one. So that's a 9-point lead to the hometown team.
Pietro put in his ass there, but he's done well to get back up there, and he's reached around, but cleaned up.
Prakash no good on that occasion. Come away with it, just over 30 seconds remaining. Glenn Morrison misses with that jump shot. We'll put it out a little bit further into 11 points, the lead. Caught there on the drive through Heyman. And Lassie picks up the foul.
Yeah. So that, wide open jump shot that time down the floor for Glenn Morrison. That all came from Pietro attacking the attacking the paint, dishing it back outside and getting the defence collapse. So good work, Pietro, and Glenn is going to step up and knock them down. All things considering, in a pretty good place at the moment, Canberra. They can get a stop here.
About a 10 seconds discrepancy for the shot clock and the game clock. It's not going to matter now. 14 seconds. Restarts again.
They would have taken a little bit more time off the clock there, Hills.
Yeah, you'd think
Canberra
so.
Opportunity to finish the quarter with a basket.
Over 5 seconds remaining. It's only be down to one shot in this quarter. Badalassi head fake. Fires through, unable to convert. It is a 9-point lead to the hometown team, 53-44 over the Hills Hornets. Well, that quarter can be summed up in 2 words, Grant. Akeshalier, come on, managed to grab a few points here, there and everywhere, a few offensive rebounds, really changed the makeup and the point of attack for the Gunners and put them in good stead. Once he went off, though, it sort of dried up again.
Yeah, he's, kept the ball alive. Some big offensive rebounds, and the ball's not dropping for Canberra tonight, so there's going to be a lot of offensive rebounds there. And he took the ball strong to the rack a couple of times, and caused a few problems for Hills. And that's what we want to see from Akech. He can be devastating from outside and 3-point line, but it's not his night tonight. But he showed his class, and he's getting his points through other means tonight, and putting some scoreboard pressure back on Hills. Pretty low-scoring affair.
Yeah, I was going to say the score at three-quarter time, 53-44. It's usually not that low across the board, but it's still evenly poised with only a handful of points, or less than 10, essentially the difference between the two teams. So Hornets, I don't know what else they can pull out of the bag, Grant. You might have been seeing something on court that I haven't seen, but across the board, I think they might be tapping their max in terms of capacity and ability at the moment. But the Gunners, as we know, they've got a few great shooters. They've got that inside presence. Still more upside for them.
Yeah, I think Heyman will be looking to, knock down a few more three-pointers. He's 2 for 6 at the moment from three-point line. But the Gunners, only 5 of 25 tonight. It's being 10 points up, shooting such a low percentage from three-point line. I think that's a great sign for Canberra. But we want to try and finish the game off strong here and land a couple of those and really open up the paint, allow the big boys to go to work.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of the stat leaders are for the game thus far, heading into the final quarter. For the Hornets, Jaden Prakash, 11 points. On 9 points is Sam McCorkindale, and David Heyman chipping in 8 points as well. We highlighted him and identified him as a key factor in that third quarter. Akeshalier has amassed 15 points to go with 7 rebounds. He is being helped out on the point scoring by Glenn Morrison, has chipped in 11. Wouldn't mind seeing Glenn get a few more points as this quarter continues, just to add to his stats and really put it in. And again, it goes back to that inside game plan when they've got the players 2 tall timbers there, as we see Morrison head towards it against
straight inside.
Yeah, against Corkindale. And there he is. The benefit of having 2 big boppers in the middle. Ian Morrison helping out his brother's missed shot and putting it back in. Take it to an 11-point lead.
Good to see the brothers enjoying themselves out there together, playing together. They're a strong, formidable double lineup there. But Glenn Morrison really attacking that ring and the post up there. Great to see. A little bit tied up, but Ian finished up on the other side of the ring. So handy to have.
Yeah, absolutely. Sibling rivalry, and they're either playing together or denying each other, taking the ball off each other, I'd imagine, in playgrounds. It's good to see them working together in the blue and gold for the Gunners. Mills looks to shake the defender, Duffy. Bit of help from his other players. Glenn Morrison at the top of the key, the elbow there, out to Doran, just short on that occasion. Able to regather the ball again. Doran drives it through. Some quick hands right across the ball there.
Messy there. Ball being slapped away from Doran and getting it back, but I think Glenn Morrison been called in foul in the process. So a little bit sloppy offense, but been pretty much the story of the course for the night.
Yeah, story of the game. Fortunately, one of our wonderful volunteers is out there. It is National Volunteering Week, and on behalf of Basketball ACT, we'd like to give a big shout out to all the volunteers who help make our game great. Whether you're coaching, you're managing, you're helping, whatever it might be, you're doing the washing of the uniforms, whatever it is, we thank you and we salute you, and we appreciate everything you do for our teams, whether it's the smallest team or the biggest team. And the volunteers certainly get out there and make it work for us all. The drive from Patmore there, draws a foul. Been quiet since we highlighted some of his efforts in the second quarter, Patmore.
Yeah, he did a good job getting to the ring there. Just lacking a little bit of class on the finish, but did enough to get to the line. Catch back in for Ian.
Called the sub there. That's the first one, Patmore. Draws it to within 10. Still a bit of work to do, but plenty of time for the visitors. Gets the second one, brings it to single figures. 9 points.
Up court pressure. The opportunity here to break that press.
Lassie again, that spin move.
Nice spin move. Just got to finish that, Pietro. Did everything right there. Took it to him. Really great, nice spin move. Just need to knock that down. But,
Heyman again, he's hit a couple over there from that side throughout the game.
Absolutely. He flagged it earlier. It's probably going to be the way they win this game. Hills is through Heyman, if he can light it up like that. But Petro doing a good job finding Brody on the transition there, and
great pass.
Just not quite strong enough being able to finish for the N1, but we're to the line. He's got to make him pay here. Keep that buffer.
Gets that one, Doran. And a little bit of a breather. And the second. 8 points again is the lead for the Canberra Gunners as Duffy brings the ball down. He's had to play some big minutes tonight, Duffy. In that point guard role, trying to get the Hornets going in the right direction. Heyman looking to get past Mills. Kicks it out, too long for Fidel. And again, Akesh Alir comes away with another rebound. Mills caught there. Lassie comes and gives him a hand high. He's used the screen set by Alir.
Duffy pretty aggressive in his up-tempo defence there. And good job, Pietro. A catch, all keeping the ball alive there.
Oh, good work there. Got Lassie again.
He's a strong player, Pietro. He's Hills, Duffy particularly. They're up and in. They're playing, and Pietro doing a great job holding his ground there, protecting the ball.
Yeah, good work. Duffy certainly has brought a little bit of hustle and intensity to his defensive assignment in this fourth quarter. Yeah, but it hasn't gone their way because it is possession to the Canberra Gunners. Lassie, it was great to see all three of those keeping the ball on those offensive glass was fantastic to get the possession back. What you highlighted as a strong, what he brings to the game.
Yeah, particularly playing in that three-man role. He can bring you a lot of inside presence, Pietro, and loves getting inside the paint, getting offensive rebounds, getting stickbacks. You don't get that a lot of the time from your three men. So what we'd like to see from Pietro is just to complement that with being a threat from outside as well. So that's the next stage for his game. But once again, a catch still still trying to find his range from outside.
Outside, not far off. His radar's just a little bit off today. Just bounced on the outside of the ring on that occasion. He finds himself in good defensive spot to deny an easy basket for Duffy and the Hornets. They've done enough just to slow it down. Hornets possession at the baseline. Trailed by 8. Just over 6.5 remaining. They need something. They need something fast, the Hornets. At this stage, the Gunners are doing enough to maintain a reasonable lead without setting the world on fire. Interesting
sub from Pete Herrick there, bringing Mitch in for a catch. So they're going with a bit of a smaller lineup here. But,
Green finds himself almost on his own there.
Good rebound, Morrison.
Handed off to Duffy. Duffy unable to put the layup in, and Morrison comes away with the ball. Mills finds Doran from downtown. And again, the Gunners get possession. Just weren't able to contain the ball there. Campbell Green.
Yeah, so far this season, Canberra's done a good job knocking down that three, and Brody once again stepping up and once again missing. They got to go back to what's working for them, Canberra, at the moment. That's pounding the ball inside.
Prakash brings it back around. Green to Duffy. Marcus Duffy will energise the bunny of the team for the Hornets. I think he's hit the deck more than anyone else on this occasion. Certainly putting his body into it at every occasion. Yeah. The player on edge and drains that three. It's Jaden Prakash.
And Brody just giving a little bit too much space on the baseline there.
Drawing at the top of the arc, finds Morrison. Mills finds Morrison again, brings it to the centre.
Oh, he had to
just dislodge
him then too, but good job Pietro getting it back.
Lassie gets it back to him. And he gets it. Mitchie Brown.
I don't think he called bank that time, but he will take it to the bank.
Absolutely take that to the bank. With a hair's breadth left on the shot clock, drains that three.
Certainly they needed that, Canberra. If they did knock that down, it was back to a 5-point game, and Hill's putting the pressure on them. But travel there from Green. Just losing his balance there in his post move.
Yeah, got caught with nobody to pass it to. And they descended on him, and the Gunners get possession. Tell you what, the floor sweepers are doing plenty of work today. Plenty of players skidding and sliding across the floor here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium.
Well, it's certainly not a cold night tonight. Beautiful night for basketball.
Exactly. Sitting here under the heater as it drains down. It's very pleasant here. The atmosphere's been fantastic, and the games have been superb as well. So if you're enjoying the live stream from Wonky, make sure you tune in and keep abreast of everything that's going on by jumping on to the Basketball ACT Facebook page and websites. Hornets coming back at it through Duffy. Just looking to set it up, trying to activate Breffo. Breffo finds Heyman back inside. 2 points to the veteran.
Fantastic pass there from Heyman. Found his big guy under the ring there with a nice wraparound bounce pass.
Sean Mills goes from one end to the other, finds Morrison.
Great finish there from Morrison.
He was only going to go in one place, and that was down the bottom of the basket. Well done to Morrison and Mills there. Great 1-2 play.
Great penetration there, and dish from Millsy.
Way off from Duffy there.
Canberra fans pretty happy to see that being airballed from Duffy, and it's been subbed off.
Yeah, they would like to fancy their chances a minute or just before that shot was made. That dunk was made by Morrison. The Hornets, they were scrapping and fighting really hard to try and get back into it. Brought it to within 6. And might have really fancied their chances, but that dunk certainly has extinguished a little bit out of them. We'll be able to see if the Gunners can capitalise on that. Kick away with just under 4 minutes remaining here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium. Mills finds Aaliyah across to Brown. Brown finds Doran. Usually pretty good from there. He's had a couple of misses from that side of the court.
Probably just hasn't been able to connect tonight from outside, and he's it's part of his game that he's I guess probably been looking for a bit more consistency on. He had 31 the other night, and showed that when he's on, he certainly he missed another one. But
Glenn Morrison, nice hustle there, out tipped the ball.
When you got
three,
you got Glenn
Hornets.
Morrison and a catch under the ring there, you might as well. Keep throwing it up.
Well done. Grabs himself 2 points as well, Glenn Morrison, and all of a sudden, that narrow lead where the Hornets might have seen a bit of a chance to dwindle away or chip at it, extend out to 10 points now, 64-54. Time out here at the Belconnen Basketball Stadium, 3 minutes 15 on the clock, but it's that offensive glass. We were able to do that. We can convert those points. We should be safe. Is that your opinion, Grant?
Well, they've got the height advantage on most players tonight, Canberra Gunners, and it's an area of the game that they should be absolutely dominating, but they haven't, up until this point. So, it's good stepping up now and then cleaning up the glass a little bit and giving themselves their second, third chances to hopefully put this game away now. 3 minutes left and 10 points. It's Hills are going to want to step up and knock down a few more threes. Expect probably see run Heyman off a few weak side picks here and try and get him open for knock down a couple of threes to get him back into the game. Yeah,
between him and Prakash, they seem to be their main 3-point scoring threats for the Hornets, so I expect them to feature in the offense. But it's all there for the Gunners to win now. They've got that healthy 10-point lead, 3 minutes on the clock. And working hard.
Good D there for Mitch Brown. Put pressure on him, get a hand up, and it was a tough shot for Heyman.
Yeah, exactly. Must have heard you identifying Heyman as one of their key threats there, Grant. That booming voice of yours. He on court. Mills and Brown combined to get it up the court. Kishalier helps. Becomes a focus. Dispossessed there by Heyman.
Yep.
Thief in the night stuff.
So the experience comes in, just getting those little crafty knockaways there, and it's good learning opportunity there for Ketch. He's got to look after the ball in the post. Don't let those little rats chip away at the ball.
Yeah, he needs a bit of help down there. Brown comes in the form of Mills. Mills able to get it out to Doran. Back to Mills, and another big stuff.
With authority.
From Glenn Morrison, a needle, like threading a needle there. From Sean Mills finding Morrison. They're pretty good.
The high-low game is something they should have just been doing all night long, Canberra.
Kishalier fighting with Patmore on the ground, unable to come away with that ball. The Hornets look to take it on. Up and under from Patmore.
Nice drive and finish that time from Patmore.
Yeah, good speed. We've said it before. Good speed off on that left hand as well. Again, pressing high. The Hornets trying to disrupt.
8-second call. Didn't get it over the halfway line in time. Just a little bit slow there, Canberra.
Yeah. All the time out as well, just to regather their thoughts. Lots of pressure there from the Hornets. They still think they can do it. They're 8 points down, 66-58 with a minute 40 remaining. It's going to be a hectic finish, mate.
Well, they haven't put it away, Canberra. Glenn Morrison's had a couple of good dunks, and brought a little bit of energy. But successive 3-point misses just have not been able to maintain that scoreboard pressure. It's been a pretty horrible night for Canberra from outside.
Yep.
And they're still shooting, just putting up those shots, and I guess we've been lucky quite a lot to have some good offensive rebounders underneath to give them a bit more second, third chances. But Hill's very much still in this game. up-court pressure is causing Canberra a few problems.
Yeah, absolutely. And unlike the second and third quarter, neither team in foul trouble with only a minute and 40 remaining. They've both got 2 team fouls, so that may or may not become a factor so much as it might have been. It's really well poised here, and if you're at home watching the live stream courtesy of Wonky and you're a Canberra Gunners supporter, start yelling. We might hear you down here. You certainly want to get them home. Good defence there. Doran denies Prakash the ball on the inbound pass.
Bet stops now for Canberra. Can't afford to let them off with cheap fouls or anything. Just need to contain, play good D. They have this one in the bag.
Pat Moore, inbound from Heyman. Now he can go to his left. He heads that way. But up to the task, the Gunners.
Jump ball.
Jump ball. Maintain possession, the Hornets. Get another look at it.
Prakash wide open, top of the key then. Just couldn't get it to him.
Too late. Heyman off on that occasion. It's been his spot most of the night. Morrison's able to get the rebound. To Mills. Up to Alir. Back to Mills. Brown.
Score here will just about do it, I think, for Canberra.
I think you could be right. Doran drives through and makes it.
Job Roddy getting on his left hand there, and nice finish.
Yeah, really nice drive there.
It's going to be tough now for Hills, 10 points.
Maintains 10. Under the minute mark now as Patmore drives in and kicks it back out. McCrockendale has been toiling all night and inside the paint against a couple of bigger men. Gash, no good. And maintain possession, 45 seconds to go. Looking pretty safe at the moment.
Timeout, just not quite being able to clean those loose balls up, Canberra, and put this away. But yeah, it's 45 seconds, 10 points. You think they'd have it in the bag, but stranger things have happened, Davey.
Absolutely, mate. I don't like to write any team off with any amount of time on the clock, because we all know anything can happen in the grand scheme of things. But it looks like it's all there for the Canberra Gunners to take away. 45 seconds, 10-point lead. And again, it's been one of those, well, they've done enough to get by and to get the win at this stage, or at least be in front. But if you're sitting here at home and watching, you'll be the most exciting or entertaining game at times. A real workman-like performance from both teams.
Yeah, I think, Will Mayfield not being in the Gunners squad's left a bit of a hole, and for the most part they've done what they've needed to, Canberra. That if they've connected on a few more of those triples, then it could quite easily be a 20-30 point lead at the moment. But that 45 seconds now, they don't need to do anything silly. Just play good, honest defence, and they should have this one in the bag.
Yeah, absolutely. More bodies flying there as the Hornets try to get some space. Brady Doran's come up with it, finds Akesh Alir, kicks back out to Mills, just over 35 seconds on the clock. Mills looks to settle it down, to take it on, finds Morrison. It's a bit of help there. Finds Brady Doran again, drives to the basket, kicks back to Morrison. He hits the deck, draws the foul though.
Yeah, a bit of a body check there, and they attacked the ring strong and was rewarded for it. Good job. Take the Gunners to 6-2, I think now, Davey.
Yeah, 6-2 will be their record if they are successful, and everything's looking the way that they will be with 20 seconds to go. Puts them in good stead. Oh, good work there.
Nice block there. I think the referee might have blew his whistle a little bit too quickly, but Prakash, strong drive and 2 shots.
Yeah, good work from Doran, showing some hustle even late in the game with 20 seconds to go to deny that.
They're having a bit of a chat about it, the refs here. I'm not quite sure what element, unless they're one's trying to overturn it and said it was a clean block, which I very much doubt. Oh, he's called it an intentional foul.
Intentional foul, yeah, just maybe that second hand might have grabbed something important. We had our eyes focused on his left hand as he tried to deny the ball.
I've got no idea where that came from.
Yeah.
But, Brodie was playing the ball there, and unless something else happened that I didn't see, but it looked like a pretty honest attempt to me at playing the ball.
Prakash gets the first one for the Hornets. Misses the second. And regains possession. Just under 20 seconds remaining. Trail by 9 points, the visitors. Patmore inbounds to Fidel. Fidel switches Prakash. He shoots from downtown. Well short on that occasion. Keshalia gets the ball.
That'll do it, I think.
Promotes it to Doran. He just counts the clock down. Well, that's a good win to the Canberra Gunners. It wasn't pretty by any stretch of the imagination. It was quite an ugly and low-scoring win, but I tell you what, a W is a W, however you come by it. That takes their record to 6-2, which puts them in good stead. They've got a couple of big games coming up, including next week against the Hornsby Ku-ring-gai Spiders. That's going to be an interesting one as well. The Canberra Gunners looking pretty good. We'll run through some of our stats leaders in a few minutes. For the Hornets, just not enough cattle as they were. They had 8 players there, and they just didn't get quite the scoring output they needed. A couple of players are not being able to make it down here, but they certainly hustled hard. So kudos to them, Grant.
Yeah, I love the energy they played with, and they really tested Canberra out with their hustle and their full court pressure and really getting to the basket strongly and making Canberra pay on the foul line in the first half there. But Canberra, good win, ugly win, but win's a win, and looking pretty good there, second on the ladder at the moment, game clear of Sutherland, and just the centre of excellence, the undefeated centre of excellence on top at the moment. So certainly put themselves in a good position, but they'll learn a lot from this game, and you've got to turn up every week in this league, but they're in a great position, looking good. Canberra, it's great to come along and see some great basketball being played and Gunners winning.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll run through some of those key stats for you. Leading scorer for the visiting Hills Hornets, Jaden Prakash, he managed to grab himself 15 points, ably assisted by the captain and the sharpshooting David Heyman with 11. For the hometown team, it was Glenn Morrison who led the scoring for just about the whole game. For everyone, he was the scoring leader for the match. 17 points from him with 8 rebounds. Meanwhile, Keshalia, he chipped in 15 with that big third quarter, managed to grab himself 9 rebounds as well, and Brodie Doran was the other key contributor, double figures with 12 rebounds there. Great to see Ian Morrison, though. He didn't get as many points, 9 points. He did get 8 rebounds as well, so nearly a double-double for Ian Morrison, returning back to the side from injury. So not a bad effort there. Our bigs played well. They were the key. Unfortunately, our shooting wasn't as good as it should have been from three-point land, down to almost 18%. But I tell you what, they did enough to win it. So not too bad, but plenty of work to do before next week, Grant.
Yeah, 18% from the three-point line. They looked good, Canberra, when they took the ball to the rack and converted. They looked really good when they went into the post. They got some, the best post players pretty much in the league, and that's where they look their strongest, and that's they got to keep doing. But they need some boys to step up and knock down that three-point shot, and they've certainly got guys in the team that can do that. So it's one of those nights, but I'm sure they'll be back next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, before we go, we'd just like to thank our sponsors here at Basketball ACT. We'd like to thank Spalding. They are the official ball partner and naming rights sponsor of the 2021 Spalding Waratah League. You can't play the game without a ball, and Spalding certainly do make one of the best. We'd like to thank Athlete, who are our apparel sponsor, to make sure all the hometown Canberra teams look fantastic each and every time they hit the court. We'd also like to to thank brand new sponsors one of our brand new sponsors on board, Gold Leaf Tree Services. Get in touch with them if you have some tree maintenance in and around the ACT area. They are certainly one of the best. goldleaftreeservices.com.au. And thanks very much to Club Lime. They are the key sponsor in making sure the basketball ACT's elite programs are out there looking good and feeling fit. You can find out details about some of the great gyms and programs at clublime.com.au. Granny Keys, thank you so much again for joining us. We look forward to having you back here in a couple of weeks when we get back stuck into it, mate. So make sure you treat those kids right, you get those wins where you need to, mate, and enjoy your time. It's fantastic to have you back, mate.
Thanks, Davey J. Great to be here, and go Gunners.
Go those Gunners indeed. And I will say goodbye now. We look forward to your company very soon. But if you're in the ACT, make sure you come down next week. We've got 3 games. We've got the Canberra Gunners and the Canberra Nationals Academy taking on the Hornsby Karingai Spiders. That's on Saturday from 1 p.m. And then on Sunday, the Canberra Gunners Academy, well, they're at home to the Central Coast Waves from 12 p.m. A full weekend of basketball here in Canberra. So if you're down this way, make sure you check it out. Otherwise, jump onto our Facebook to keep up to date with all of the live streaming. We'll leave you to it. Have a fantastic weekend. Davey J signing off.